Live from Fox 39 and your home team. Eyewitness News in the morning starts now.
Happening right now at 7, 500 animals forced to find a new home. A storm ripping through the state line. The mess left behind as farmers unite to clean all this up. And more calls this morning on the Rockford Park District as the community fights to keep this local landmark. New details we're learning about the fate of Buyer Stadium. And later, Beefaroo moving outside the Rockford area, the newest location popping up soon. But first, would you pop up here? Check this out. Do you think you could tackle an obstacle course? This is a professional free skier from Switzerland trying to give it a try. Okay, 148 tries to get it right, actually. It took him about 6 hours to complete this. It includes a tire that you have to walk on. He's doing pretty well. I feel like this is where I would, oh, yeah, I'm gonna save that one for another day. Good morning to you. Thanks for being with us this morning. At first I was like, that looks kind of fun, but then the skateboard and the flips, I'm like, I just tripped walking outside, so probably not best. Thanks for being with us, though, early this morning. I'm Whitney Martin, co-anchor. Elliot Granda going to join us again next week here on Eyewitness News. If you were up late last night, you probably watched him. He's filling in night side, so he's in the building if you still want to say hi to him. A lot to get to this morning. We're going to talk about that major cleanup underway. Some of you are still dealing with a mess outside of your home. You know, we've sent a lot of pictures in from the storm damage, things that you're seeing, siding off of your house, trampolines everywhere. Well, now there's farmers dealing with a bit of a mess too. So we'll get to that in just a second here. Want to bring in meteorologist Joy Mourinho joining us from home today. Good morning to you, Joey.
Good morning, Whitney. Yeah, comfortable start out there. We're looking at beautiful sunny skies on our SkyTrack camera over downtown Rockford. You just might need to grab that heavier jacket once again because temperatures overnight fell into the 30s. Right now, 34 in Rockford, 32 in Freeport, 33 in Dixon, 34 up in Janesville, 30 in DeKalb, and 32 in Savannah. We can thank the winds out of the south for wind chills being in the upper 20s, so it doesn't feel as chilly as it did going into yesterday morning, but overall, definitely will need to bundle up before heading to work or school this morning. Now, we did have a beautiful sunrise out there thanks to some clouds that made their way in from the southwest. You're starting to see those clouds make their way out of the region, so we're going to see plenty of sunshine as we head into the mid-morning hours. You can already see on our SkyTrack camera over downtown that we have plenty of sunshine. Quiet and calm for the morning commute, so we're going to keep the lights green for this morning. And then also for the evening commute, no issues on the roads today. We're just looking at an isolated shower, which could track in going into tonight. And I'll have that in detail coming up in the forecast. Back to you, Whitney.
All right, thanks so much. This morning, homes, businesses left damaged. Still thousands of people just trying to get everything back going again here after power was knocked out. So area farmers dealing with a mess as well, but they're all uniting this morning, telling Ari Bruckman that building from this severe weather going to be difficult.
Tuesday night storm ripped through Lyle Hill's farm in Rockford, taking down a silo and destroying the pillars supporting this barn. This barn collapsed, the roof caved in, killing 2 cattle. The farm had to relocate the 500 that survived because they have no way to take care of them anymore. It's a major blow since Lyle Hills relies on the cattle to bring in more than $600,000 a year.
Well, this is tough. We were full of cattle. We had to do something with our cattle. I don't know what this is Lyle Hills farm. I don't know what we're going to do. It's going to be a big rebuild.
Lyle Hill's farm first opened in the 1970s. It's dealt with a lot over the years. But Greschel says he's never seen anything quite like this.
We've seen some damages. We lost a barn a few years ago to a fire, but nothing like this. We were loading out cattle until 9:30 last night.
Despite the devastation, many local farmers stopped by to help clean up some of the damage, salvaging what's left of the farm. The farm's nutritionist, Dr. Tom Peters, says while the road to recovery will be an uphill battle, if there's anyone who can do it, it's Lyle Hill.
This will be economically and obviously physically very challenging. This gentleman, Lyle Hill, is an incredibly optimistic, hardworking man, and if anybody will be back at it, he probably will.
Reporting in Rockford, for your home team, I'm Ari Bruckman.
Well, another environmental concern, this one really grabbing the state right now, an investigation finding that methane pollution and other dangerous chemicals in water wells at 2 natural gas facilities. Lawmakers want rules to empower state agencies to prevent this kind of pollution from happening again. One member of the Energy and Environment Facility saying people in charge should be keeping a closer eye on pollution.
that there's a breakdown in the government investigation and oversight. Right? That's what it says to me, that we have created a system in which this kind of leakage and drainage and all the different outputs from NICOR were happening without the watch of the government. And in fact, in a way that probably is causing harm.
Local health officials still have not tested anything else nearby, according to those private water wells. Well, take a look at this. There's more calls on the Rockford Park District to keep a local landmark intact. Park District considering selling 1 acre of the Byer Park Stadium to the International Women's Baseball Center. It's part of an action plan. You know, they're trying to cut costs right now. They want to raise some money. This one, in turn, they'll build a women's baseball education center and a museum in honor of the Rockford Peaches. Friends of Byer Stadium say, though, that the acre is on the north end of the park and would cover up the old track. That's the track where thousands of Rockford public school athletes play. So they're saying right now the Rockford Peaches, just a small part of the history there. A lot of athletes ran that track. They played football there. They want to preserve that history as well. So a lot of back and forth on this morning. The group is asking the Park District to work with them. They want to restore the old running track, add some historical markers instead of selling it all. Well, we can now count more than one locations here in Beefaroo. Another one expanding outside the area. Beefaroo announcing it's going to open its first restaurant outside of the Rockford area. So in January, they're going to be selling some hot beef sandwiches, cheese fries in West Dundee, one of those Chicago suburbs. You know what, though? I like to just share the love with other people in Illinois. It's kind of nice, right? We've loved it for so long. Well, taking a moment to honor our vets from over the holiday, a group of community members, veterans, standing outside Veterans Memorial Hall. It's a standing guard holding signs of peace near the statue named Victory. Vietnam veteran at the ceremony says it's important to pray for military members when they're overseas as well as when they return home.
The veterans that are returning should get as much help as possible to overcome their wounds. And many of the wounds are not only physical but spiritual.
Stanley Camel and Veterans for Peace also holding yearly services on Memorial Day, giving respect to those who gave their lives fighting for our country. 7:07 this morning, the highlights from country music's biggest night. A little different this year. Performances you may have missed. Joey, are you a country music fan?
I am actually, and Luke Combs actually took home a few awards last night. We'll get to that in just a second. Also, we're going to get into the slightly warmer temperatures this afternoon. I'll have that coming up in the forecast.
Now, your first warm weather forecast with meteorologist Joy Mourinho.
Good morning, everybody, and hopefully you're having a great start to your Thursday. Taking a look at temperatures the past couple of days. Don't you wish you just can go back in time, because we had Sunday's high of 75, 77 on Monday, 74 Tuesday, which is about 20 to 25 degrees above average. Back to reality, though. Yesterday, after a cold front passed through, we only had a high of 46 degrees. Now, fortunately, winds today are going to be out of the south and southwest, so we are going to be dealing with warmer temperatures once we get into the afternoon. But taking a live look outside this morning on our downtown Rockford SkyTrack camera, beautiful look over downtown. You can see cloud cover quickly cleared out of the area, giving us beautiful sunny skies for the start of our Thursday. Temperatures, though, are similar to how we started off on Wednesday morning. Right now we're in the low 30s in most spots, 34 in Rockford, 31 in Rochelle, Savannah sitting at 32, and 31 up in Monroe. Now, winds are out of the south and southwest this morning, so that's making a difference on how the air actually feels. Yesterday, we had wind chills to start in the 20s, the low 20s. We're closer towards that 30-degree mark this morning, but just like yesterday, I would grab that heavier jacket before heading off to school or work this morning. Now, overall, that cloud cover is making its way out of the area, bringing us plenty of sunshine as we roll closer towards the mid-morning hours. But taking a wider look at the Midwest, we have this high-pressure system that's going to keep us dry throughout the day today. You'll also notice that cold front to our northwest. That's going to be bringing us clouds once we get into the evening, and also a chance for a spotty shower or two. Now, temperatures, excuse the typo there, but that's not what we're dealing with today. We're dealing with colder temperatures. We're going to be looking at highs in the low 50s, so it's an improvement from what we got going into the day yesterday. Now, looking at Futurecast, showing you that system to our northwest, we're going to stay sunny into the afternoon, but we're going to see temperatures rise into the low 50s ahead of that cold front, and that cold front is going to be swinging in right before midnight, and that could bring us an isolated shower or two. Otherwise, we're going to see gradual clearing into Friday morning, so that's going to bring another frosty start to the day tomorrow. More sunshine into the afternoon, but because of that cold front, temperatures are going to drop from the 50s today into the 40s. Now, I had a couple of questions on my Facebook. Are we going to see warmer temperatures towards Thanksgiving? So far, the answer looks to be yes, because as you see here with our 8 to 14-day outlook, they do anticipate warmer than average temperatures in the next 8 to 14 days for much of the lower 48, and we do have temperatures climbing back into the 50s by the middle of next week. Now, 54 today, chilly morning out there, but clouds will increase late after a day filled with sunshine. We'll have that cold front come in, bringing us a slight chance for a shower. Otherwise, temperatures tomorrow morning in the low 20s. Now, 7-day forecast, 40s tomorrow, 50s over the weekend, and we see another cold front coming in, cooling us down to the 40s for the start of next week. Back to you, Whitney.
All right, thanks so much, Joey. Appreciate it. 7:13. Some Rockford public school teachers say they've had enough. They're over this right now. The reason, they fear doing their jobs. We're getting reaction to coming in from District 205 this morning. A lot of kids getting ready to go to school right now. And next, we're looking into this, a new decision in Britney Spears' fight for her estate. The reason she says she could never perform again. Well, the artist who stole the show at the Country Music Awards and the environmental teen activist taking on her platform on Hulu. Let's see what's trending this morning. Starting with that right now, teen climate activist that captured the world's attention with a fiery speech to the UN last year is the subject of a new documentary, I Am Greta. It's directed by Nathan Grossman. He says he hopes the film is going to inspire people to act on what he calls climate change. It'll be on Hulu tomorrow. Well, Britney Spears' father, Jamie, will remain right now ahead of her estate. That ruling coming in from a judge who decided not to suspend Jamie's control, which she's had since Britney's 2008 mental health issues. 38-year-old pop star fighting to remove her father's power over her. Her lawyer says the singer is afraid of her father and that she will not perform as long as he isn't in charge of her career. She's always posts on Instagram. We know there's tons of comments underneath every time, people very concerned about her mental health right now. Well, if you're on Netflix, even if you've never seen this, you've turned on Netflix, it's always on the front screen, so you probably know what this is. Emily will get to explore Paris for a little longer. Netflix greenlighting a season 2 of the new series where Emily in Paris, which became a social media darling when it debuted recently. Though critics, have been pretty rough on the show. I have not seen this yet. Has to be kind of decent, though, if there's 2 of them. Well, milestone birthday for the legendary musician Neil Young, 75 today, and Ryan Gosling never ages. He's 40 years old. He just doesn't really look like it at all. Well, this year's CMA Awards filled with some of the biggest names in country music. Country's biggest night also brought several heartfelt tributes and some big trophy winners. Take a look.
Tonight's a wonderful evening to sing together, stand together, and be together.
Reba McEntire and Darius Rucker hosted the 54th Annual CMA Awards live from Nashville with no in-person fans in the audience, but artists and their guests at socially distanced tables. Among the star-studded performance lineup were Reba and Darius, Chris Stapleton, Miranda Lambert, Eric Church, Maren Morris. Thomas Rhett, Reba, and Chris Tomlin sang Be a Light. Justin Bieber and Dan and Shay debuted their song 10,000 Hours from the Hollywood Bowl. Keith Urban performed from Australia. Ashley McBride, Jason Aldean, Dierks Bentley, and Brothers Osborne opened the show with a tribute to the late Charlie Daniels. Little Big Town paid tribute to Kenny Rogers, and John Party for Joe Diffie.
It's a real hero, Mr. Charlie Pride.
In special honors, country legend Charlie Pride received the 2020 Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award.
Maren Morris.
When it comes to those CMA wins, Maren Morris scored Single and Song of the Year for The Bones, and her first Female Vocalist of the Year award, which she dedicated to black women in the genre.
Linda Martell, Yola, Mickey Guyton, Rissy Palmer.
Luke Combs won Album of the Year for What You See Is What You Get, and Male Vocalist a second year in a row. Dan and Shay and Old Dominion also won their second Duo and Group of the Year trophies. And the coveted Entertainer of the Year, Eric Church, who spoke about the unifying power of music.
That is the one thing that is going to save the entire world. Politicians are about division. Music is about unity.
All right, well, Michelle from Good Day State Line letting us know what's going on with our holiday gift guide. Maybe where you're trying to get into the Christmas spirit. This should help a little bit.
We have another delicious item on the GDS Holiday Gift Guide today. So this are the absolutely gluten-free coconut chews. So they come in 2 different flavors, which is awesome. And my favorite part is that they are individually wrapped. This is good for multiple reasons. Of course, COVID-19 world we live in, it's easier to share with people when things are individually wrapped. But portion control has always been an issue for me throughout any year, but especially during the holiday season. So it's nice that these are individually wrapped. They're only 90 calories each, which is good too if you're worried about that. They're also not only gluten-free, they're all natural and sulfite-free as well. So super healthy. They're raw coconut chews, and like I said, they come in different flavors. So this is the cranberry chocolate flavor. Fun idea for a stocking stuffer, just to have around the house if you have people coming in, or if you are dropping by somewhere and you want to, like I said, give somebody an individually wrapped little coconut chew. I did take it out of the wrapper so you didn't have to hear it, but this is what they look like. This is how big they are. You can see inside. They're really soft, and they have like the holiday feel with the cranberries as well. So you can actually buy them on Amazon for $13 a bag, which is not bad. There are a lot in here, and they're going to last you a long time. We have all of your GDS Holiday Gift Guide items waiting for you at GoodDayStateline.com.
All right, getting into the Christmas spirit, 7:20 right now. I want to go to our Morning Mug Club question of the day. What is your biggest concern with sending kids back to school? Let us know on our Facebook page. Well, good morning. I'm Whitney Martin. Let's take a look at some of your top stories right now here on Fox 39. This morning, homes, businesses left damaged. Thousands of people getting the power back on after Tuesday's storm. Take a look at what was left behind at Lyle Hills Farm in Rockford. Silo toppling over, destroying pillars supporting that barn. The barn collapsed too, killing 2 cattle. Farm had to relocate 500 animals that survived. There's no way to take care of them. This is where they live. So just a major blow since Lyle Hills really relies on all of that. They bring in about $600,000 a year when it comes to their animals. Well, for the first time ever, we'll be able to get Beefaroo out of the state line. It's going to be weird seeing it outside the Rockford area. Beefaroo announcing it's going to open its first restaurant in the Chicago suburbs in January. So they're still selling everything in West Dundee. Can spread the love, spread the cheese fries that way. Joey?
And taking a live look outside this morning, beautiful sunshine for the start of our Thursday. Temperatures, though, are chilly once again to start. We're in the low 30s out there, 34 in Rockford, 29 in Galena, 31 in Monroe, starting out at 32 in Sterling and 30 in DeKalb. Now, winds are out of the south and southwest, so that's making it feel slightly warmer out there, but still wind chills down near the 30-degree mark, so I would grab that heavier jacket if you're heading out the door towards mid-morning. Now, overall temperatures do climb into the low 50s this afternoon, so we will end up mild for the day ahead. Overall, though, 54 for a high. We see plenty of sunshine throughout much of the afternoon before clouds quickly increase going into this evening. Back to you, Whitney.
All right, you're with the newscast right now on Fox 39. If you're not already with us, come join us. A lot to get to, especially when it comes to COVID numbers just coming in.
Live from Fox 39 and your home team. Eyewitness News in the morning starts now.
Happening right now at 7:30, more people in the hospital with COVID. The help Winnebago County needs this morning, plus reaction from teachers who say they've had enough.
Joe Biden has a choice to make.
President-elect Joe Biden facing pressure from political activists this morning as he fills in the members of his cabinet, the names he's already added to that list, and the legal challenges that could stand in the way from President Trump's campaign. Plus, two products too hot on the market right now. The massive recalls happening across the nation and the amount of people who didn't expect to deal with any of this. You might have one of these inside your house right now, so we're going to tell you about that. But first, check this out. This is a mask shop in Japan that is licensing real people's faces. This is creepy. They're paying about $400 to scan people's faces. Then they're using 3D images of those faces to make masks that people can wear. So if your mask, is a big seller, you get a profit from your face. What? Right now you can pre-order a mask and the company's owner for about $948. I guess you know what? Elliot's off today. We could have somebody stepping in wearing a mask with his face that is super creepy. I don't know. Let us know what you think about this. Send me a Facebook message because no, thank you. Well, good morning to you. Thanks for being with us this morning. That's a way to start your morning. I'm Whitney Martin. Co-anchor Elliot Grandia off today, as I just mentioned. Nobody in a mask filling in at all, so he'll be with us again next week. Hopefully you're having a great start to your day. I want to bring in meteorologist Joy Mourinho joining us from home today. Joey, I don't know if you can see any TVs from your house right now if it's delayed. Did you see those masks?
When you told me about the story beforehand, I said maybe I would do that, but now that I got the full detail, that is kind of creepy, Whitney. Would you do that?
See the images here. I would not do that. I think it'd be really strange. No, I would not do that. It's a big no for me.
Big no for me as well, Whitney. As you walk out the door this morning, we're looking at temperatures in the 30s right now, low 30s here in Rockford, but starting off with beautiful sunshine. Right now, temperatures for most are in the low 30s, 34 here in Rockford, 32 in Rochelle, 31 up in Monroe. But here's a look at winds right now, 6 miles per hour in Freeport. We're at 5 in Rockford, 9 in Monroe, and 3 in Savannah. But those winds are making it feel a tad bit warmer outside, but still make sure that you're prepared for the chill before heading out the door. Satellite and radar looking pretty quiet as well this morning. We did have a couple of clouds move in, made for a beautiful sunrise earlier. But right now, those clouds are moving out of the area. Bus stop forecast, kids will need their jackets this morning. Temperatures in the low to mid 30s. Once we get into the afternoon, temperatures will be mild. We'll hit the 50s this afternoon with just a few more clouds building in late this afternoon. I'll let you know about rain chances. We see a possibility for a shower tonight coming up in the forecast. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much. Starting off this morning, I want to give you an update on an investigation we've been following. The man accused of sexually assaulting a Rockford teen now behind bars. Now, police taking Joseph Kuhn into custody. They say the 38-year-old attacked a victim inside a home on 17th Avenue last month. Kuhn reportedly knew that victim. He faces a long list of charges, including predatory criminal sexual assault and unlawful restraint. Well, getting our updates right now from COVID. Here's the latest coming in right now. Centers for Disease Control releasing new guidance when it comes to wearing masks. We hear it over and over again. Wear your mask. With the updates say face coverings protect us from breathing in the virus and the people around us. So CDC originally pushing to wear these as a way to stop asymptomatic COVID carriers from spreading the virus. They're now saying, though, that some of the cloth masks we wear can be as effective as surgical masks to block potential coronavirus droplets from spreading into our air. Well, the number of COVID cases continuing to rise this morning across the state and right here in our area. In fact, if you look at Illinois alone, more than 5,000 patients now hospitalized with COVID. That is the most since this pandemic started. Region 1, if you hear Region 1 too, it's our entire state line really. We're down to 28% of medical beds available. That number has to stay above 20%. Our hospitals really going to be in trouble. Winnebago County Emergency Management's requesting more hospital beds sent in from the state right now.
I thought we had it bad in May, but there's no question that this is much worse. There's no question that we are going through a second wave. And honestly, based on the numbers, the second wave is at least, if not more than twice as bad as the first wave.
Local hospitals urging people follow mitigations, wear your mask, wash your hands, maintain social distance. We hear it over and over again, but they say it's just not happening. Well, we're learning that many people in the state line are being exposed when they go to school. State health officials just releasing new information on where people are most exposed when it comes to the virus. Now, bars and restaurants, they are at the top of the list, but if you look at just the state line's region, so schools, the biggest potential exposure location, that is the blue you're seeing there on the map. This is according to contact tracing coming from Illinois Department of Public Health. So we've been looking at this chart, seeing all these changes. Now, risks on students, faculty, really prompting school boards and districts like Freeport to move to remote learning. All staff gets lower and lower right now. People have been out.
One person who gets infected with a virus, the contact tracing could wipe out an entire classroom. It could eliminate a number of staff who could be in school working. I can't run a school without a principal, assistant principal, nurses, social workers.
I mean, that's the same at a lot of places right now. It's been really difficult. She's hoping to resume in-person learning after Thanksgiving, but agrees keeping people healthy needs to be the top priority right now. Well, the largest teachers union in Illinois says that pandemic has really been requiring teachers to think twice about their profession. Illinois Education Association just unveiled results of its COVID-19 educator poll. About 1/3 of its 1,300 members say they've considered quitting or changing their career path. IEA's president wants local health departments to step in. They want to keep students and staff safe.
We have some administrators or school boards, most who are not medical professionals or experts in infectious diseases, making decisions for in-person learning. It's pushing our members to the brink.
Poll also revealing about 75% of teachers believe this year's workload is a lot more than last year. Rockford Public School teachers also voicing their concerns with the way things are being handled. Michelle Rave talking to one educator along with our district about the direction we're headed.
Enough was a month ago. More than enough was 2 weeks ago. Our teachers and staff simply cannot continue putting their lives, their health, and their safety at risk for this district.
Calls to go remote. Several teachers spoke up at Tuesday night's RPS school board meeting. They want an end to in-person classes as the number of COVID cases spike.
Breaks my heart. Like when you look at the numbers and you analyze them, it's clear that people are getting exposed in schools and are contracting it in school.
Amanda McAllister is an intervention specialist at Roosevelt Community Education Center.
The fact of the matter is we could be preventing some of the spread and therefore sickness and death that are resulting from this virus, but they're choosing not to.
The second wave has teachers worried about their own health.
Never in my 16 years have I ever seen a teaching staff so utterly demoralized and burnt out.
I just see how overworked everybody is while trying to balance in-person students and remote students happening in every single hour, where teachers literally have students in their classroom and they're Zooming with other students.
We reached out to Superintendent Dr. Aaron Jarrett, who says, "We know there are concerns and struggles in this unpredictable school year. Our administration is in constant communication with the Winnebago County Health Department to determine our next steps and ensure it's safe to offer in-person and blended model instruction for students and families who need it." McAllister hopes their messages will be heard.
The priority right now, truly, as a county, as a country, as a world, should be making sure people are getting healthy and that their basic needs are met.
Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Michelle Rave.
A lot of organizations continue to struggle during the pandemic. More than a dozen Boone County groups getting a little extra money. These are grants coming in from the Boone County Community Foundation. More than $38,000 given to 14 organizations. Some of those agencies benefited, including the B1 Food Pantry and the Belvedere YMCA. They've given out more than $1.2 million in grants and scholarships. Now, if you're waiting in line, maybe you've been in a long time trying to get tested, you haven't been able to go, want to give you a heads up. We now have a free mobile COVID testing site in Cherry Valley. It is opening Friday. You can get a free COVID test outside. It's right in front of the library on State Street, so it goes from 9 until 5 o'clock. COVID canceled fairs over the summer. Fairs are my favorite part of the summer. I was totally bummed out about this. So now, just like everything else, we're looking to 2021. Stevenson County saying they want to get ready for rides, food, some entertainment. Fair Association has set 2021 fair dates as July 27th through the 31st. Board president says he understands there is a chance the fair will not happen because of the COVID pandemic, but they're excited to look forward to planning. And if you're planning for Christmas, maybe you have the tree up. We know a lot of people have the Christmas tree up. I can't tell too if I'm just, if it's too early. I just took the pumpkins down. Well, Summerfield Zoo, I have you covered, okay? So starting Friday, Zoo's Christmas Town is opening. There's reindeer out there, baby reindeer flight schools too. They're limiting, though, a number of tickets this year. You have to go on the website to get these. We put a link, though, at mystateline.com, but it's recommended you get those tickets ahead of time. Well, 7:39 right now. Next, the president launching more legal battles against the election. The new moves Joe Biden is making as we speak. Joey?
And taking a live look over the Rochelle Airport. Beautiful sunny skies for the start of our Thursday. I'll let you know that when the sunshine sticks around into coming up in the forecast.
Now, your first warm weather forecast with meteorologist Joy Mourinho.
Happy Thursday. We had 8 straight days with high temperatures in the 70s. We're taking a look back at the past couple of days. You can see high temperatures from Sunday to Tuesday were about 20 to 25 degrees above average, something that we typically see throughout the month of September. But a strong cold front Tuesday night into Wednesday brought us back to reality as we only had a high of 46 degrees during the day on Wednesday. Fortunately, as we look at the day ahead, we're going to be looking at mild temperatures by this afternoon. But it is pretty chilly out there as we take a live look at our Mercy Health SkyTrack camera overlooking the Rochelle Airport. Plenty of sunshine across the region. We did have a little bit of cloud cover this morning, but that did give way to plenty of sunshine as what we're looking at as of right now. Temperature-wise, though, we're back in the 30s this morning. 34 in Rockford, 32 in Rochelle, 32 also in Savannah, and 31 up in Monroe. Winds this morning, much different from yesterday, are now out of the south and southwest. Most winds, though, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's making all the difference out there with how the air actually feels. Instead of wind chills down in the 20s, the low 20s, we're now closer towards the 30-degree mark, but I would still make sure that you bundle up before you head out the door this morning, whether you're heading off to school or work. I would grab that heavier jacket, but fortunately, travel-wise, you're looking good to go this morning as we have clearing skies and more sunshine moving in. You can see that on our satellite and radar. Cloud cover from this morning clearing out of the region, bringing us plenty of sunshine, and it's all thanks to an area of high pressure that is currently to our southwest. Now, that's going to continue to keep us dry throughout the day today, but you'll also notice that there is a cold front just to our northwest, and that cold front is going to bring more cloud cover once we get into this evening, and it could spark up an isolated shower once we get into the overnight hours. But taking a look at today, we did have some cloud cover to start our day, but you can see plenty of sunshine does continue into the afternoon. Our wind chills getting closer towards the temperature by midday. We'll top out in the low 50s, which is around a couple of degrees above average, unlike yesterday where we were a couple of degrees below average. So let's take a look at that using Futurecast. You can see as we head towards the mid-afternoon hours, we still have plenty of sunshine. I do think that by that time, we'll see a couple of clouds around the area. That cold front continuing to approach the region is going to increase our cloud cover throughout the evening, and it is going to give us a chance for an isolated shower or two right after 7 o'clock and then stretching up until midnight. Because as we head into tomorrow morning, we're going to see clearing skies, and that's going to lead to plenty of sunshine as well for the rest of our Friday. So a lot of sunshine in store for week's end, but temperatures, because of that cold front tonight, do drop down into the low 40s. But fortunately, there are warmer temperatures on the way, especially as we inch closer towards Thanksgiving. You can see the Climate Prediction Center, their latest 8 to 14-day outlook, giving above average temperatures for much of the lower 48 during that time frame. But today's forecast, 54 degrees, a chilly morning, plenty of sunshine is going to lead to more clouds as we get into this evening, but still mild for this time of year. Tonight we drop down to the upper 20s, Slight chance early for a shower, then gradual clearing into Friday. That's going to lead to plenty of sunshine for our Friday, but shower chances do arrive back in the forecast closer to Saturday. Back to you, Whitney.
All right, thanks so much. Trump-Biden standoff continuing this morning. The president launching more legal battles over last week's election, and Joe Biden starting to flesh out his administration. Here's what's happening in Washington.
President Trump observing Veterans Day at Arlington National Cemetery. Joe Biden doing the same thing at a Korean War memorial in Philadelphia. But the similarities stop there. For the president, the legal battles are full steam ahead, building cases of alleged voter fraud and irregularities in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and elsewhere.
There's just so much here. It's very hard to dig into because there's a lot.
This will help build confidence. It will be an audit, a recount, and a recanvass all at once.
The Trump team got the promise of a hand recount in Georgia, a race that remains too close to call despite a Biden lead. Biden, meantime, has hired a chief of staff, Ron Klain. He's a longtime advisor going back to Biden's days in the Senate.
I hope we're able to be in a position to let people know at least a couple that we want before Thanksgiving.
Biden has also promised to begin naming members of his cabinet in coming days. And while there is speculation that a handful of Republicans could be in contention, he's also facing enormous pressure from the left.
Joe Biden has a choice to make. Will he be the leader of the American majority, or will he be Mitch McConnell's vice president?
A climate action group is already demanding that Biden fill his cabinet with progressives, including Senators Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and Representative Rashida Tlaib.
Well, Biden may be confronted with a Senate controlled by Republicans next year, which could lead to a more complicated confirmation process. 7:47 right now, next at 8 o'clock. A lot of people wondering, when are concerts coming back? Ticketmaster says whenever that is, there's a new requirement. We'll tell you what you have to do if you want to go see your performer play. Well, two products considered really a danger across the nation. The massive recalls happening right now and the amount of people who didn't expect to deal with this. All right, reports of fires, even some injuries, causing a massive recall this morning from doorbells. Ring just issued that recall in its second-generation doorbell system. Problem centers around a battery, so this can be installed wrong. It can be damaged, causing a fire. Nearly 24 incidents have been reported. Several people suffering minor burns from this. About 350,000 units in the U.S. and Canada affected. Most of those sold between June and October of this year. Full list, though, you can find it on our website as well as Ring's website. Well, another product making the list as a fire hazard, 3-wick candles by the brand Sonoma Goods. So this is sold at Kohl's. They're now recalling 500,000 of these because their flames reach high enough to ignite wax surfaces or even cause the glass to break. Now, you can find a full list of these. They're on mystateline.com. If you're wondering if you have these, come to your screen. We're showing you a couple pictures. I know they have a bunch of brands, though. TikTok could reach a $1.2 billion active users in the next year. That's according to a new app. It says that right now they would have nearly tripled the number of active users since 2018. People were in quarantine, making dances, doing whatever else on there. This all comes out at TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, battles with the Trump administration. President Trump threatening to ban the app over security concerns. A deal that would have seen Walmart and Oracle buy a portion of TikTok fell through. They were worried about some safety and security standards with that. Well, BMW hitting the gas on a new all-electric SUV. The iX going to likely be about the same size as the current X5 SUV. It's expected to have a driving range of about 300 miles. Now, this is likely to go on sale about 2022. If you're a big Chipotle fan, this is something new. It's not in our area, but you never know, could head our way. No seating, no lines. This is opening this weekend in New York. They're calling it an all-digital location. So basically, you put your order in through an app. Customers can walk in, pick it up. Chipotle says that digital orders have tripled compared to this time last year, so they're doing whatever they can. Christmas right around the corner. The wait is over for people who pre-ordered Sony's new video game console, the PlayStation 5. It is out today, but it's also sold out pretty much everywhere else. So we're just kind of letting you know about it. Recap on stocks right now, a couple days buying stocks based on a new hope for coronavirus vaccine. Investors switching back to tech stocks. They saw a rise as working from home took off. The tech-heavy NASDAQ closing up just over 2%. The Dow, S&P inching down. Experts say that we could see kind of a seesaw for a while now. Well, we want to hear from you when it comes to our Morning Mug Club question of the day. What is your biggest concern right now when it comes to sending kids back to school? Let us know on our Facebook page. Good early morning. I'm Whitney Martin. It is almost 8 o'clock. Thanks for being with us. Want to get you all up to speed here. The man accused of sexually assaulting a Rockford teen now back behind bars. Police taking Joseph Kuhn into custody. They say the 38-year-old attacked a victim inside a home on 17th Avenue last month. Kuhn reportedly knowing that teen. He faces a long list of charges, including predatory, criminal sexual assault, and unlawful restraint. Centers for Disease Control releasing new guidelines this morning when it comes to wearing masks. Not really different than what we are used to hearing, but they are reminding us how important it is to put them on to protect people around us. They've said over and over again, it will protect us. Now they say you could actually really be preventing getting any of these coronavirus droplets into your nose or to your mouth, and really stressing the importance of those masks. Joey?
And this morning, starting out with beautiful sunshine, as we're seeing down in Rochelle on our SkyTrack camera by the airport. Temperatures as you walk out the door are still in the 30s this morning. Low 30s for most, 36 in Rockford, and also up in Janesville. Now, winds are out of the south. This will help us warm up a little bit more than yesterday for this afternoon. We'll see high temperatures in the low 50s with a high of 54. A couple of degrees above average, so it is going to be mild for this afternoon, but we'll see sunshine give way to a little bit more clouds once we get closer towards this evening. Southwest winds getting us into the low 50s. As I mentioned, cloud cover increasing towards this evening ahead of a system. It could bring us a shower or two early tonight, but otherwise, following that system, we'll see gradual clearing into tomorrow morning. Temperatures falling into the upper 20s, so a much cooler start to our Friday. That's going to lead to a cooler afternoon. Following this cold front, we'll see highs in the 40s, then back into the 50s as we roll into Saturday and Sunday. A chance for showers returns as we head into Saturday afternoon. Back to you, Whitney.
All right, thanks so much. Your only local newscast right now on Fox 39. If you're not already with us, come join us. You're going to get all your local content here.